Hi there, so we're up to our Cairns, Cairns / Port Douglas section of our trip. We've spent a little bit of time, a couple of weeks around here, which is the longest stop we've had. So there's a fair bit of stuff to unpack, so I've made a few notes, just with some hot tips of some stuff that we did around Cairns and Port Douglas. So we did try to do we're supposed to do a 2-night stay at the Binda Boulders, just outside of Cairns, but our batteries didn't seem to last, and it turns out they were dead. So actually a big shout out to Battery World in Cairns. If you ever need anything tested, go there. They were fantastic. They lent me a spare battery to run the 12 volt in the van while they tested the batteries, and yeah, they were just super helpful. They let me borrow the battery and take it to Port Douglas and trusted me to bring it back and that sort of stuff, so they were fantastic. So if you ever need anything tested, go there. But basically, yeah, we had to leave our camp in Binda Boulders, unfortunately, so we kind of just did a quick look around in the morning and then took off to Cairns. Time of year we went, unfortunately everything was booked, so we hadn't booked anything, so we were supposed to do 2 nights of free camping, so we ended up having to stay at the Sunland Leisure Park. If you look on Wiki Camps, you might see some of the reviews there. Look, we didn't find it all that bad to stay in, but getting a 22-foot van in there was extremely tight. So tight that my wife was pretty much in tears, and we were missing like trees and poles by centimetres, if not millimetres. So it was a tight squeeze to get in. Once we were in, we were fine. It was easy to get out, but yeah, very tight. So I wouldn't recommend taking bigger vans there, but we ended up moving to the NRMA park, which was a lot more bigger caravan friendly, and yeah, and fairly nice, a bit cheaper than, I know Coconut Cairns is probably the more popular one for kids and stuff, and yeah, we went there towards the end, but I'll get to that. So stuff to do there. We went and did the cable car, so the sky rail. It was really cool. Goes for it's a long way. Kids were okay with it, a bit scared at first, but then they were fine. We went up to Kuranda and spent a bit of time around there. There's heaps of stuff you can do around there. Take a packed lunch. We take a packed lunch everywhere. I've got celiac disease, so I can't really eat at a lot of places anyway, but I reckon we've saved so much money just from taking packed lunches. In another episode I'll get it out, but we actually bought like a picnic bag that is like a esky. I think it's called Aussie Pals, and it's just so super convenient. You can just chuck some ice bricks in, or some ice, chuck your cold drinks in. Yeah, it just keeps everything cold, and you just wear it like a backpack. It doesn't leak. It's not supposed to anyway, but yeah, it's been awesome since we've had it. But basically, Kuranda, we did a bit of a walk around the little township. It's pretty cool, a few little shops, cafes, stuff like that. We found a bird world, which was really cool. Recommend take your earrings off. They'll tell you that anyway, or take them up, because the birds like pecking at earrings. And my kids were probably a bit too scared to go in there, and Joey hates birds, so there was no chance going in, so I ended up wandering around myself. I'm just at the bird sanctuary, and I've got a little friend wanting to come for a walk with me. He's yeah, you want this one? Wait, you want fruit? No, that one's not good enough for you? No, you want something else? Alright, well, let's toss this one. What do you want, biscuit or something, mate? Let's get some biscuit. What about we get some corn? Are you a fan of that one? You like the healthy stuff, mate? You want the biscuit? So I had all the, oh, there he goes, he's off. So we had one friend leave us, we have another one back. Going to enjoy the rest of the walk with us. Finish the walk, and old mate's still here. I think he wants to come home. I did have one though, and it's a bit of a warning, they do bite. If they don't want to be patted, don't pat them. I had one on my shoulder that I couldn't get off, and it was like biting through my shirt. A guy next to me tried to get it off, and it bit him on the finger, and he ended up taking his hat off and whacking it off my shoulder. So do be mindful, they do bite. That was a blue one for any recommendations. Avoid the blue ones landing on you. But no, it was really cool to walk around. They had a cassowary down the bottom as well. But it's a short little loop back up. And then we went to the wildlife experience, which once again was kind of good for the kids. They had plenty of reptiles to look at, koala holding, stuff like that, which was actually relatively cheap as opposed to some of the places we got further on. So if you wanted to hold a koala or whatever other reptiles they have out at the time, definitely do it there. It's a lot cheaper than kind of further on in the trip. But that was a pretty good place. I think there's a butterfly sanctuary and a few other things that other people have done, but we kind of ran out of time. We then got the railway back. My recommendation would be the opposite way around. So after a whole day of walking, we kind of just wanted to get home. We'd had enough. And the train is it's about 2 hours, I think, from memory. Hour and a half, 2 hours, winding down the hill nice and slowly. Whereas the cable car kind of takes you directly to Kuranda. But you kind of hop off at different segments, so you check out different parts of the mountains and stuff like that. But if you went straight there, we'd probably get you there in about half an hour, if that. So in hindsight, we probably would have got the rail going up and then the cable car coming back just to get back to the car and get home that little bit quicker when you're kind of out of energy, I guess, from walking around for the day. In Cairns, right on the waterfront, there's a really cool lagoon. Kids loved it. I think when we were there, they were also doing a bit of exercise in the water for the not so juvenile people, but the kids love joining in with that. There's plenty of parking there. It's just an easy pay park, so you just download the app, find the code, pay online. It's relatively cheap, or as opposed to what you find in New South Wales, but in Sydney, very cheap. Easy to find a park except for Friday night. We tried to go out to a dinner Friday night, and we organised to get there about half an hour before our booking time because we were hungry anyway. But luckily we could not find a park. We were just driving laps of the place. It was just gridlock traffic. So I don't know if it's Friday night's massive in Cairns or what it was, but yeah, it was pretty booked out. After Cairns, we like I said, we're trying to sort out battery issues and stuff at the time, but we ended up cruising up to Port Douglas. We'd contemplated doing a trip to the top, all the way up to the tip, but accommodation was going to be hard. We weren't going to quite get our van there. We didn't have a fridge for the back of the car to keep some food on us, and it was going to be rushed, so we kind of cancelled that to spend more time around Port Douglas and Cairns, which was good. So from Cairns, about 20 minutes from Port Douglas, we visited Hartley's Croc farm. It was great for the kids. It wasn't just crocs. Like, we did a boat tour and stuff that had the crocs on, not on the boat, outside the boat, but it was good. There was heaps of other animals they could walk around. It's quite a bit of a walk for them too, so tired them out. But yeah, you definitely need nearly a whole or 3/4 of a day for there. If you're trying to knock it over in half a day, you'd be rushing. And when you get there, they actually book you into a boat ride to go around and visit the Croc kind of lagoon. So we got there fairly early. We didn't get on a tour till like 1 o'clock. So I planned for a whole day to go there.
So that one's name is Fetch. He actually ate someone's dog too. So we named him Fetch. We weren't given the name of the dog, so we had to improvise. See if we can get something out of him. He looks like he might be keen. Come on, dude. Come on. So right over the eyes is where you want it. As soon as they can see it, it's usually we can get some jumps out if he's keen. He's thinking about it. So you got to get close enough to get him keen, but you don't want to get too close. They're just going to grab it off you. Come on. Can I have that back, please? Oh, there's another croc sneaking in right there. Look at that. There's a croc right there in the water. Can I have that back, please? Give it here. Drop it.
Guys, we manage the species up here. Now I will run through that because a lot of people get funny and go, why would you take them out of the wild? Why would you just grab them and take them up north, you know, somewhere where there's not many people, up Cape York or something like that. Let them go. Now there is a reason, guys. It doesn't work, and I will run through that. When he first came in, he did regurgitate a crab pot, 50 zip ties, sinkers, hooks, a can of Coke, wire trace, multiple other indigestible items. So we think maybe that played a part in damaging the alveoli and the jaw. Cass still has to be extremely careful here though, because although he's got no teeth, he's still got a tremendous bite force. You get told here, he'd probably get you in the water, he'll be breaking bones still with that bite force. But, more importantly than that, nice.
Another day we went to Mossman Gorge. We wanted to go a bit further up to the Daintree, but we decided that was going to be too long a drive for the kids. We'd already done some quite long drives to get to this point, but Mossman Gorge, beautiful.
So we're out exploring today in Mossman Gorge. Finally got a day that doesn't look like it's going to rain, and we managed to get the kids on a bit of a hike. But we stopped about halfway to have lunch, and this is our lunch destination.
Most of the way to the loop is all just boardwalk, very easy walking, plenty of waterfalls and a couple of swimming spots. And then there was like a 3k loop. We weren't going to do it, then we ended up doing it and it was great. We just had a picnic beside the riverbed, which was cool, beside the creek, and then just continued walking. It was a nice, obviously like a nice rainforest feeling. It wasn't too hot at the time, so it went really well. Highly recommend. The walk isn't steep for kids. We've been to a lot of gorges and stuff like that where the walk's been too steep. This was just flat, single kind of trail, walking fire trail, and yeah, the kids loved it. It was an easy walk, so an easy thing for them to do. But yeah, we spent about probably a bit over half a day there, wandering around exploring. We then decided to book a couple of days back at Cairns because we're waiting for some new batteries to arrive for the van, and we ended up staying at the Coconut Cairns this time. It was a little bit more expensive, but just heaps of things for the kids to do. So there's a couple of different pools, water slides, and they put on events. Like they did like a pancake breakfast and stuff like that, which has always been great for the kids to jump in and enjoy. Different little activities that they can do around parks. Other than that, that's pretty much our time. We did a lot of relaxing here. The weather wasn't too hot yet, so it was pretty good.